The Philadelphia experiment is one of the most enduring legends in conspiracy lore. According to the story, the US Navy allegedly conducted a secret experiment in 1943 at the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard that aimed to make the USS Eldridge, a destroyer escort, invisible. The experiment reportedly resulted in the ship temporarily vanishing from sight, teleporting to Norfolk, Virginia, and even traveling briefly through time. The tale is filled with claims of bizarre side effects, including sailors fusing with the ship's metal, horrific burns, and severe psychological trauma. Despite its popularity, this sensational story has no credible evidence supporting it. Here's a breakdown of the myth and why it's considered a fabrication. Origins of the Philadelphia experiment story. The Philadelphia experiment legend began with a letter written in 1955 by a man named Carl Allen, who claimed to be a witness to the event. Using the pseudonym Carlos Allende, Allen sent letters to UFO researcher Morris K. Jessup, describing an experiment that used electromagnetic fields to render the USS Eldridge invisible. According to Allen, the experiment went disastrously wrong, with sailors suffering severe physical and mental harm. Jessup, intrigued by the letter, attempted to verify Allen's claims but found no evidence. However, Jessup's publication of The Case for the UFO in 1955 and subsequent editions included references to the Philadelphia experiment, which piqued public interest. The story gained further momentum when the Office of Naval Research received a copy of Jessup's book, annotated with references to the experiment, allegedly by Allen himself. The lack of evidence. Despite the dramatic claims, no verifiable documentation supports the Philadelphia experiment. The USS Eldridge's logbooks and crew records, which are public and available for scrutiny, show no unusual events during its service. The ship was never in Philadelphia in 1943. It was stationed in New York Harbor and later reassigned to Bermuda for convoy escort duties in the Atlantic. The experiment's supposed use of electromagnetic fields to induce invisibility or teleportation is scientifically implausible. Electromagnetic fields are used for radar and radio communications, not for bending light waves around objects or instantaneously relocating matter. Scientists, including physicists who have studied the case, have dismissed the technology described in the Philadelphia experiment as pseudoscience. Additionally, teleportation, or time travel, would require an extraordinary level of energy and technological advancement that was far beyond the capabilities of 1940s physics. And even today, the laws of physics, particularly the principles of general relativity, suggest that such phenomena are unlikely to be achievable without the use of exotic matter or immense gravitational fields, which did not exist in 1943. Debunking claims of the experiment. Over the years, researchers have pointed out multiple inconsistencies and contradictions in Allen's story. For example, Allen's descriptions of the ship's sudden disappearance and reappearance defy the known laws of physics. Moreover, the effects described, such as sailors fusing with the ship's metal, are physically impossible under any known electromagnetic conditions. Electromagnetic fields, while capable of inducing electrical currents and magnetic forces, cannot cause matter to pass through other solid matter. Allen himself was known to have a history of eccentric claims and erratic behavior, which calls into question the credibility of his account. While he continued to maintain that he witnessed the experiment, he was unable to provide any verifiable evidence, photographs, or credible witnesses to support his claims. His letters and interviews were filled with vague details, making it difficult to verify any part of his story. Moreover, the original purpose of the USS Eldridge was primarily as a convoy escort equipped with advanced radar and sonar technology. It did undergo degaussing, a standard naval procedure designed to reduce a ship's magnetic signature to protect against magnetic mines. This mundane and routine process may have contributed to misunderstandings about invisibility, as degaussing does involve electromagnetic equipment, though it does not cause literal invisibility. The Philadelphia experiment has become popular because it combines elements of mystery, science fiction, and conspiracy theory. The idea of secret military experiments involving advanced technologies and covering up the results aligns well with broader themes of government deception that permeate conspiracy culture. The story has been featured in books, documentaries, and movies, each adding its own sensational twists, often without regard for historical accuracy or scientific plausibility. The lack of clear, verifiable evidence only adds to the story's mystique, as it allows believers to attribute gaps in the narrative to government secrecy or classified information. This aspect of the tale mirrors other conspiracy theories, where the absence of proof is seen not as a weakness of the theory, but as proof of an elaborate cover-up. The US Navy has officially denied the Philadelphia experiment, stating that no such project was ever conducted and that the claims are entirely fictional. The Navy's archives contain no records of any experiments involving invisibility, teleportation, or time travel during World War II. Despite repeated debunking efforts by both the Navy and independent researchers, the legend persists, primarily due to its compelling nature and the human fascination with hidden truths. The Philadelphia experiment is a classic case of a modern myth born from a combination of misunderstood technologies, sensational storytelling, and conspiracy theory culture. The tale has no basis in historical fact, physics, or documented evidence, making it more of a sci-fi legend than a real event. While it remains a popular story in the world of conspiracies and paranormal lore, it serves as a reminder of how myths can evolve when fueled by secrecy, intrigue, and the desire to believe in the extraordinary.